Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's the Conservative Coin Collector, and around to show you my wheat cent jar. It's basically it used to hold animal crackers, and I think it was a bear at one point or another, but now it holds my wheat cents. And my goal is to fill this up to the brim very slowly through Coinstar and take a penny, leave a penny type situations. I'm filling this up. One thing I like to do every once in a while is make sure it's all 100% wheat cents. I gotta look. Here on my laptop, I found 3 coins that are not wheat cents. In fact, this particular coin's older. It's a 1905 Indian head cent. I'll stick it on my table. Same with these 2 Canadian cents. I love looking through and organizing and doing all sorts of wonderful things with my pennies. And today's video is about what's the future of the cent. The cent is going away. Early 2026, they're being abolished. They're going to be made no more. Which it makes sense because it takes 3.5 cents to make one. And they're not copper anymore. They're copper-coated zinc, and they're practically worthless. And 1 penny is practically worthless in today's money as it is. Of course, being abolished doesn't necessarily mean they're going to disappear from circulation. It's estimated there are 114 billion to over a quarter trillion pennies in circulation. That's a lot of money in circulation right now. It's more than the nickels, dimes, and quarters combined. But it's bittersweet because I love seeing what the brand new shiny ones would look like with the new year on them. And granted, the shield cent it's not going to change, but errors pop up and double dies pop up and mint errors pop up all the time with the newest cents, and that's just not going to happen anymore. I mean, it's going to happen with the other 3 denominations, but with the cent, no more. And today's video, I'm going to cover the history of abolishing the United States penny, cent, whatever you want to call it. The history goes back further than you would expect. So let's get on with the video. When it comes to the abolition of our penny, a debate has existed within the United States government and American society at large over whether or not the 1 cent coin should be eliminated as unit currency in the United States. Penny costed more money to produce than the cent is actually worth, meaning the seigniorage is negative. The government loses money on every cent that it's created. Several bills introduced in the United States Congress but have ceased production and or eliminated the coin, but none have been approved. Such bills would leave the 5 cent coin or nickel as our lowest value coin being minted in the United States. Other countries have also withdrawn producing coins like the penny. Our neighbors to the north, Canada, removed the cent from circulation in 2013. At most recent time, the United States withdrew its lowest value from circulation, the halfpenny. We had a halfpenny, but that was withdrawn from circulation all the way back in 1857, at which the time was the coin, and it was worth half a cent, but it would be worth 17 cents in 2024 dollars. Many bills had come and gone, and the first president to actually give the axe to the cent was Donald Trump in the middle of his second presidency. he planned to halt penny production during the following 2026 year and 2025, which is this year. The coin will remain legal tender in circulation, but as only Congress has the power to eliminate all forms of currency, but there's going to be no more new cents, because it takes 3.5 cents to make 1 cent. And very early on in Trump's administration, he said he was going to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse, which, eliminating the penny, would be doing just that. The history of penny abolition goes back 35 years. In 1990, United States Representative Jim Colby, he was a Republican from Arizona, introduced the Price-Bounding Act of 1989. It was to eliminate the penny and cash transactions, run into the nearest nickel. In 2001, Colby introduced the Legal Tender Modernization Act of 2001. And in 2006, he introduced the currency overhaul for an industrialized nation, or the Coin Act. While the bills received much popular support, all of the bills failed to become a law. Colby responded to criticism that the rounding system would increase prices and would hurt the consumer, and he stated that it favors neither the consumer nor the retailer, and the probability of rounding up or down is 50% either way. It would all come out even in the very end. In 2017, Senators John McCain and Mike Enzi, and I want to make a note that all two of those senators and the United States Representative Jim Colby have all passed away, so rest in peace to all three of them. They introduced a Currency Optimization, Innovation, and National Savings Coins Act of 2017. It would stop the minting of the penny for 10 years, and it would study the question whether production could cease thereafter. The bill died at the end of the 150th Congress with no hearings held by the Senate Committee on the Bank, Housing, and Urban Affairs. Skip ahead to February 9th, 2025. President Trump, and this is his second term, he ordered that the National Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he ordered him to stop producing new pennies. It was a move that would help reduce unnecessary government spending. While in Congress, it's in Congress whether the president that authorizes the Treasury. The Treasury Secretary has the authority to mint coins and as amounts they deem necessary. Regardless, the statement has been received with approval, including Colorado Governor Jared Polis, a Democrat who has wanted to get rid of this penny since before Trump became president a second time. On April 30th, 2025, Representatives Lisa McCain and Robert Garcia introduced the Common Sense Act, a bill to formalize the end to penny production, and it would require cash transactions to be brought into the nearest nickel. On May 22nd, 2025, the U.S. Treasury Department announced it would end penny production starting in 2026, and the coin will remain legal tender in circulation. According to the National Association of Convenience Stores and the National Retail Federation, retailers will eventually round prices to the nearest nickel when the supply of penny rolls runs out, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Why? The Mint in 2024 produced over $3.2 billion pennies. And a cost at 3.69 cents per penny, it resulted in an annual loss to taxpayers of $85.3 million. Further, as the price of raw materials from the penny exceed the face value of the coin itself. Now, over 3 billion of these were produced in 2024, and just as many have been produced since the shield cent was introduced in 2010. So I'm expecting to see the penny in circulation the rest of my life, my kids' lives, heck, even my grandkids' lives. If they're in circulation for another 100 years, that is not an exaggeration. At minimum, they're going to be in circulation at least another 100 years. Heck, I live about an hour from the Canadian border, and I still see Canadian cents to this day, even though they've been discontinued for well over a decade at this point. So just because they're being abolished doesn't mean they're going away.